Welcome to our presentation on how to create, manage, and synchronize ACT static groups with Outlook. ACT static groups are a very easy and powerful manner to select smaller and static data sample from your contacts database. In the ACT static groups, we provide an avenue to synchronize a fixed set of contacts with Outlook. There are two exceptions on this fixed set of contacts. The size of the contact set may decrease if the ACT contacts are removed in ACT. However, it will increase if Outlook contacts are added to ACT during the synchronization process. The benefits of group synchronization is that it reduces the number of contacts being synchronized with your Outlook or your smartphone. It slices segments of your ACT database to be synchronized. You don't have to synchronize the whole database, just a segment of it. And it also reduces overhead, space, and memory and speed on the smartphone. So your phone, instead of having 5,000 contacts, it will have 700 contacts that you can handle, and the phone will perform much better. So now let's get down and let's show how to create and manage static groups. Let's go to ACT and click on the group selection. In the group selection, we're going to create a new group called static, for the lack of a better word. On the static group, let's add a couple of contacts, and since it's static, so we click on here. So on these static, we can just select these contacts. At the moment, we just select them at random. There's no rhyme or reason, but you can select them just by company or last name or first name, and then just click OK. Okay, and now all these contacts are part of this group. So what we have now is 8 contacts that are part of the group. So let's go to 123 Synchronizer, and we'll click on the Chris Huffman, and we go to our contacts filter. On our contacts filter, we want to synchronize by group. So we select group, and we are offered what group we want. So we select it and we choose static. So let's now look at Outlook. Here is I've set up a separate folder for Chris Huffman. Always remember to click on the icon list on the folder list so you can see the folders for each user. Anyway, here we have the contacts. We have nothing in the contacts, nothing in the calendar, and nothing in the tasks. Let's go back to the synchronizer and then synchronize the group with Outlook. Click on Process, click on Process Users, and that will synchronize all the users from ACT over to Outlook. So going back to Outlook, we can now see that all our 8 contacts that we set up on our group in ACT now exist in Outlook. So there's no more contacts. Not all contacts exist in Outlook, but only those 8 contacts from the group in ACT, from the static group. So we can open it, the contact, and there we are. And these are the contacts we transferred over from ACT over to Outlook. A common question we get is, what happens if you're synchronizing a static group from ACT to Outlook and a new contact is added to Outlook? Well, let's look at this example. We go to Outlook and we create a new contact in Outlook. Let's call it a new contact 1 for company John Chamblers. So we've saved this contact. So now we have 10 contacts. So we call a new contact 1 on the 10 contacts. We go to the synchronizer and we sync. So when we sync on the synchronizer will go into Outlook and find out what's been added into Outlook, and we'll ask it to add to ACT. So we click on Synchronize, Click say yes. And now let's look at what happened in ACT. We go back to ACT and we click on the groups, and we click on our static group. So what we see now is that the new contact in ACT has been added to the static group in ACT from Outlook. So we're maintaining the one-to-one relationship between ACT and Outlook. So now we have a static group in ACT that we're synchronizing with Outlook. So we want Outlook to be the same as the group in ACT. Therefore, if we remove a contact in ACT, we want that contact to be removed in Outlook. Also, if we add a new contact in Outlook, we want that contact to be added into ACT as part of that group. And finally, if an ACT contact is removed from that group, we want all the remnants of that contact to be removed in Outlook as well, i.e. not only the contact but all the activities. Well, we provide a setting that will do exactly that. It keeps ACT groups with Outlook fully synchronized. Let me show you how this works. So to maintain the ACT group fully synchronized with Outlook and keep all the Outlook contacts synchronized with ACT, what we do is we enable here on the synchronizer the removal of Outlook contacts not in the ACT group. And we enable the removal of activities, and we only want to remove what is actually part or what is created by the synchronizer. Once we set this up, we can go into ACT. Let's go into our static group and just remove a few of the contacts from here. We go click, and let's just take the new contact, remove that from the group, and just remove. Let's bring the group number down to. Now let's remove this one too. Let's take these and let's bring that group down to 3. So now the full group that we have in ACT is only 3, and in Outlook we still have all the members from the previous group. So we go to the synchronizer, and now we sync with those options enabled. So what you'll see now is, like, we close. Now in Outlook, all we have are the 3 contacts that belong to the ACT group. So those contacts have been removed from Outlook. They will not be removed in ACT. They still exist in ACT, but they're removed in Outlook, therefore maintaining a one-to-one relationship between ACT and Outlook. To finalize, I would like to just recap a couple of the items on the ACT group synchronization that we provide. You can sync ACT static groups with Outlook. You can add new Outlook contacts not previously in ACT, and you can add them to ACT and to the ACT static group, so the ACT static group can increase. You can establish a one-to-one relationship between ACT and Outlook, so that the Outlook contact folder is the same as the membership to the ACT static group. So if you have 10 contacts in ACT, you'll have 10 contacts in Outlook. And the activities transfers only to the contacts that belong to the group. Therefore, any activity that does not belong to an individual in that group is not transferred to Outlook.